Hey yo guys, welcome back to your channel. It's your boy Kevin Does YouTube, back with another video guys, and welcome to my channel. And we are here to talk about Money in the Bank. So as you know, Money in the Bank is literally coming in 2 days. It is Thursday afternoon today. I don't know when this video will be up. Hopefully tomorrow Friday, but we'll see. But today's video guys is based on Money in the Bank. Basically, we're gonna go through all the Money in the Bank cash-ins all the way up to Drew McIntyre, which I believe, or to Tiffany Stratton, which was the last one obviously. And we'll see how great the cash-ins were, and I'm gonna rate them all from 1 star being the worst, obviously 3 star being like decent, and 5 star being classic. It was a great cash in, and yeah guys, hopefully you guys enjoy. I know there's like tier list, but I'm making it my own way. 1 star bad, 3 star it's in the middle, it's pretty decent, it's not bad or good, it's just in the middle, and then 5 star you already know classics. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video guys. Let's get straight into it. It might be a long video, so let's get some water, let's get some popcorn, get ready, and yeah, here are all the Money's Bank cash-ins, and I'm gonna rate them all from 1 star to 5 star. Here you go. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and as always, yeet that like button, yeet the subscribe and turn notifications on, and there's gonna be editing in this video, so here we go. It's gonna be a long one. Hopefully we don't take long. So we start off, obviously we're gonna go in order with the first one being in WrestleMania 21, where the Rated R Superstar Edge won. That was a great ladder match, and he went in and cashed in on John Cena, and it's already a classic. It's a 5 star for me. Edge is, it's just the first one. It was whoever cashed in the first time, it would be a classic because it's the first ever. We don't know how it was supposed to happen. Like, I wasn't alive, but we didn't know, like, people who are alive, how it was supposed to happen, how it was going to work. And we found out Edge just literally gave it to Vince. It was a great start, giving it to Vince to giving it to the boss. But then years later, as we would see right now, they would just run in and do whatever, like, creative way. But the first one, it was, just simple. Give it to the boss, cash in, and it was a great moment. John Cena had just fought an Elimination Chamber for the WWE title, which he retained against Carlito, Chris Masters, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Kane, I think, and I forgot the other one else, but yeah, maybe Mike Knox, I don't know, but yeah, it was a banger Elimination Chamber match, and John Cena retained, and then all bloodied up. And also what I loved is that Edge hit a spear, and John Cena still kicked out, and the freaking look on everyone's faces was crazy, and then he inevitably won the championship. I can't say that word. And yeah, it was his first ever WWE Championship too, so I like how it elevated already the first superstar winning the Money in the Bank to a championship. So yeah, that was a for sure 5 star. Then we have the Rob Van Dam, the ECW One Night Stand classic against John Cena, which obviously went and booed. Robert D obviously loved in the ECW. And obviously, in my opinion, it's nowhere near a 1 star for sure. It's nowhere near probably even a 3 star. It's for sure a 5 star in my opinion. Just like it was the first time it's been like pre-announced. Like, he said he was gonna cash it in on One Night Stand, and that's obviously the only time it worked. So like in the next ones you might see it lower, but this one's actually the time, like when someone announced they're gonna cash in, it actually worked. And we had a freaking classic, and it ended with Edge freaking spearing John Cena through the table, and then RVD hitting the frog splash, everyone going freaking crazy, and then Paul Heyman out of everyone hitting the 1, 2, 3, and RVD became WWE champion, or as they called them over there, ECW champion, and it was a freaking great match. And the cash-in was incredible, and just John Cena getting booed for the first time, I believe, and from there, the boot started even going like until inevitably John Cena turning heel this year. But anyways, guys, yeah, RVD, it's another 5 star for me. Next, he also won in WrestleMania 22. So all these years until WrestleMania 26 are gonna be in WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 23, at first it was Mr. Kennedy, and that would have been good, like get him to the next level. But then Edge won it because stuff happened. He got injured, and then he didn't get injured. I don't know what happened, but Mr. Kennedy, he won the Money in the Bank, and that's literally only one of his accomplishments. I don't think he won any titles. Maybe he did. I don't know, but yeah, he's still a legend. Mr. Kennedy's great. Like, Mr. Kennedy. Okay, I'm sorry. And obviously he lost it to Edge because of injury or something, and then stuff happened. So Edge is the Money in the Bank winner, and he cashed in on The Undertaker. And not gonna lie, I do like it. This is the first way. I think this is the first cash in, like running cash in. Like the first two, he gave it to Vince McMahon, and then it was pre-announced, but this one's actually the first time they ran in. Edge, Mark Henry beat up The Undertaker after The Undertaker defended the world title, I believe. And then, or maybe it was against Mark Henry. I just know Mark Henry got The Undertaker down and then hit him with, like, he just jumped on him, I think. I don't know, he just freaking slammed on him, I don't know, but yeah, and then Edge capitalized. He hit one spear, and it was, wait, I think maybe Undertaker actually kicked that at one. I think he did, because the look on his face after, or maybe he didn't. I don't know, maybe he did, but still, in my opinion, it's either 3 or 5 star. And honestly, I'm leaning more to 5-star. Like if there was a 4-star, I would put it there. But I'm only going from 1-star, 3-star, 5-star. It's better than decent in my opinion. So I'm going to 5-star. And this is the first time, like I said, a cash in run in. So it was a good running cash in. It was the first ever. So just going off that, and it was the Undertaker getting pinned. And Edge. It set up to a good storyline. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 5-star for that one too. Like a low 5-star, but it's still a great cash in. Then we move on to the first of two. So CM Punk winning at WrestleMania 24 leads to actually Edge getting cashed in on, I believe, Batista. Batista bombed him, and Edge was actually in street clothes, so that made it even better. Like you could cash in anywhere. CM Punk came in with a rev, I believe. This was his first world title ever. That makes it more. It's not a 1-star for sure. I'm leaning between a 3-star and 5-star. And I don't think it's a 5-star. So this is the first 3-star. I'm giving it 3 stars. I'm putting in the middle for decent. It was great. It was decent. It was good. It was just a normal cash in, but what I like is that CM Punk hadn't won it before. Like he hadn't won any world title before, and it elevated him to the world title, the Money in Bank briefcase. So that's why I love. And it was a great cash in too. Just you see someone being down, you go in and you cash in, and he hit the GTS, and it was a great cash in. And like I said, it made it close. It made it close. It made it better that Edge was in street clothes. Like that means like it gives purpose to like you could cash in anywhere, anytime. So yeah, I'll give it a 3-star in the middle. Then we move on to the next CM Punk the second Money in the Bank cash in of CM Punk after winning at WrestleMania 25. He cashes on Jeff Hardy, and now this one is a 5-star. Just cashing in on Jeff Hardy. Like 2008 to 2009, or even 2007 through 2009. Everyone freaking loved Jeff Hardy. He was like the most popular WWE wrestler in those 3 years. Maybe 2009 time with Randy Orton, obviously. But like Jeff Hardy, like when he won it, everyone went crazy. And I believe it was an Extreme Rules, or he had just won a match. I think it was against Edge in a ladder match. Maybe that was a freaking classic. And then after all that, CM Punk comes in and ruins it, and everyone loved Jeff Hardy, and now CM Punk became one of the most hated, and that thus started one of the greatest rivalries ever with CM Punk and Jeff Hardy, which then led to actually Jeff Hardy losing the match in the Steel Cage match, leaving SmackDown, leaving the WWE, then came back 6 years later. This was a 5-star classic in my opinion. Just CM Punk, even though it's his second cash-in, and it's like the first one should be better, it wasn't, because Jeff Hardy, he had just gotten beaten up like a lot. He had a whole freaking match, and just to lose it like that to CM Punk, it was just incredible. And it was like just for what led after the cash in was just incredible too. Like the Undertaker returning and all that. Yeah, it has to be a 5-star class. Next up, WrestleMania 26. I'm not gonna waste any time. Jack Swagger winning it. He won it, yes, against Chris Jericho. It shouldn't have been him. That's all I'm saying. Bad winner. It was a decent cash in. I'm not gonna put in in 3. I'm gonna actually put in 1 because I did not like the winner that Jack Swagger won. Yes, I get it. You have to put someone like a mid-card wrestler, and he was a mid-card at that time, and then bump him up. But like I feel like he should have waited a little more years. Maybe with the whole Real American gimmick, they could have gotten him roll over with that, and then I would have been fine with him winning it like in 2013, maybe 2014, when he was like real over with the "We the People," like the Real American gimmick. It was freaking with subculture. Obviously, it was a good gimmick. And you could have even get to Cesaro, but you could have gave it to someone else, like in 2010 in WrestleMania. You could have gave it to Christian. You could have given it to so many, like, I guess, better superstars, because Jack Swagger wasn't all that. He had just debuted a few years ago, maybe. I don't know. He came from ECW, I believe, but I don't know. He just shouldn't have won. I don't know. I'm wasting so much time in this. It's a 1-star in my opinion. Sorry, Jack Swagger. And then the same year actually was the first time we ever got the Money in the Bank PLE, or premium pay-per-view, as they would call it back then. Pay-per-view. So for the SmackDown side, I don't know which one came first. I'm just gonna go how I wrote them down. SmackDown first, Kane won it, and then that same night he cashed in. Literally 2 hours, 1 hour even. He literally cashed in, and it was the first time anyone cashed in the first night, and it was actually the first Money in the Bank pay-per-view ever, and it was the first time anyone cashed in on the same night. So it's pretty good. Surprised no one cashed in on the same day at WrestleMania. That would have been historic if someone did that. But yeah, he's cashed in the same night. For that, it has to be like a 3-star, 5-star. Like the cash in wasn't all that. He just walked in and cashed in, but it's just the effect, like cashing in on the first, like cashing in literally on the same night. Like that hadn't done before. Like no one had thought that he could have cashed in the same night, just for the feeling of that. And then he actually led to a pretty good storyline with the Kane and Undertaker, and even Rey Mysterio getting involved for a little bit in the whole SummerSlam 2010. Where I think it was it CM Punk? No, was it Oh no, that was something else. That was 2009. It was Kane, Rey Mysterio, and then Undertaker popped in a cast. It was a good, like, you know, it led to good stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. But I mean, he was already a world champion. You know, Kane, he had won titles before. I don't think he needed it, but it led to a good character of Kane, like the bald Kane. Like, it led to a better one. So I'll give it 5 stars. You know, for being the first time ever cashing in on the same night, and it led to something good. Then we have Raw 2010 and The Miz, and this one was actually a banger just because of the moment. The Miz coming from a United States champion too, like if I was watching, I wouldn't have liked it, but like now coming out, like what The Miz is now, this is for sure his moment. This is a crazy moment, like The Miz winning the Money in the Bank and then catching in on Randy Orton out of everyone, a popular superstar in 2010 after getting injured. And I believe this is one of the first times they cashed in on someone being injured, like during the ring injured and all that. So it was a good moment, The Miz, and then the freaking girl just made it like cherry on top, just freaking looking all pissed, you know, the girl, like I can't. Like we're probably could never forget that face. That's a meme face like in the 2014 where the Undertaker lost the streak and that person's like, you know. So yeah. Just for that, I'll give it a 5-star classic. And the moment was good, you know. And there was a little match between two. Like Randy Orton almost hit an RKO, and then the counter to the skull crushing finale was perfection. So yeah, and I like there's sometimes a little match. Like it's not just a 1, 2, 3. Like there's actually in the match. I like those cash-ins. So yeah, that was a good cash-in. I'll give it a 5-star. Then we have for 2011 Money in the Bank, we had Daniel Bryan win for the SmackDown side, and it was another good cash-in. He cashed in on the Big Show out of everyone. Mark Henry had just destroyed him with chairs. I think he destroyed his knee maybe, I don't know, and then just Daniel Bryan went in, cashed in. He gave it literally the Money in the Bank to the referee. He did his job and just stayed pinning until the bell rang, and 1, 2, 3, Daniel Bryan won. I feel like the match was like, you know, nothing really happened, but it's what you're supposed to do. You just cash in real quick. There's not really much to say, but like after this moment, like Daniel Bryan, just literally 1 year in, maybe 2 years, like main roster 1 year, but like in all he was in NXT, you know, like the whole NXT Rookie Challenges, he was there, but like debuting from Nexus and then being in SummerSlam and then just 1 year later becoming world champion just like that, and this like, you know, led to the, like, you know, Team Hell No, and then led to his popular Yes movement, winning the World Heavyweight Championship. I kind of honestly want to just give it 5-star because it bumped him up to being like one of the greatest ever right now, like greatest technician wrestler ever too. Like I don't know, but like you could say that for anyone too. Like, oh, it bumped him up, but like this actually bumped him up. Like Daniel Bryan win the world championship and everyone popped. I don't know, man. I mean, it was a simple cash in. I'll just give it 5 stars because I kind of want to put in 4 stars. If there's no 4-star, I'll just leave to 5-star. Even though it shouldn't be 5-star, but it's just Daniel Bryan. I feel like it led to more of his career. Like that actually helped his career a lot. Then we're going to Raw, who won the briefcase for Raw. Alberto Del Rio, yeah. Kevin Nash came in, took out CM Punk after even though John Cena had his foot on the rope, CM Punk beat GTS, took John Cena when his foot was on the rope. 1, 2, 3, Triple H mess up. Then Kevin Nash comes in out of nowhere, just whatever, dumb storyline, takes out CM Punk. Alberto Del Rio catches in. Vince McMahon says, bring in Del Rio. It was a decent cash in, you know, like having the Vince McMahon in there too, like, oh, this destroy CM Punk basically, because like it's still coming off the 2011 storyline of Money in the Bank. You know, he's back. So I don't know, like this. It was a cool moment, but there's no way I'm getting this 5-star. I'm leaning a little bit to 3-star, but like the moment, if I was watching it, I would probably be a little shocked. Like I honestly would have, if I was watching it right now, like at this age, if I was this age at 2011, I would thought of, Alberto Del Rio's gonna be the first one to have a Money in the Bank fail cash. And that's honestly what I would think. But I'll just give it a 3. I don't really want to give it a 3-star. I'll give it a, you know what? Whatever. I'll give it a 1-star. Whatever. It wasn't all that great. Nothing really happened. He just did a little kick. I don't know. He just, you know what? I'll give it a 3-star. I'm being fair to myself. I'm giving it a 3-star. It wasn't all that great, but you know, the whole Vince McMahon, like having Del Rio have him cash in. I wish it would have been like, you know, more unexpected. Like he literally called them in, but I'll just give it a 3-star. It was decent, I guess. Then we have another SmackDown briefcase, Dolph Ziggler. Now this one's a 5-star classic. This is a 5-star cash in. Give it a 10-star cash in even at that. Freaking Dolph Ziggler after the Raw after WrestleMania 29, I believe. He held it for a while and had a little story with John Cena, AJ Lee, and all that, whatever. It all led to him winning his first, technically second world title. He won it once against Edge. I don't know if that counted. That was literally for an hour or something, even minutes. But his official world championship. He even had a little classic, well not classic, but you know, he had a little match with Alberto Del Rio, which I said I like. So this is actually something of Del Rio that I actually like Dolph Ziggler cashing in on him. And yeah, it was amazing, you know. Dolph, like that. Oh, the freaking pop too. Like the crowd made it 5-star too. Like, and then Dolph Ziggler, you know, winning with the 6, and then he when the freaking ref hit 3, the whole freaking. That's literally one of the greatest pops ever. That could easily be top 10. This is for sure a top 3 cash in of all time for sure, in my opinion. Yeah, for sure, giving a 5-star class. There's nothing much to say about this. It's just a classic. The freaking crowd was crazy. The Money in the Bank, they even had a little match, like I said, which I love. In the middle of the cash in, it was crazy. So yeah, I'll take it 100%. Dolph Ziggler, one of my favorite cash ins of all time. Then we had for that 2012 for the Money in the Bank, we had John Cena win the Raw. I can't believe I'm saying this, but John Cena was the first one that failed to cash in the Money in the Bank, who was unsuccessful, and that's crazy. And obviously because of that, I'll give it a 1 star, not just because it was unsuccessful, but the Big Show. If CM Punk would have won, I'll be like, fine. I'll probably maybe in like 3 star because, you know, John Cena, he's a face. He's always gonna put he's not gonna cash in, you know, on someone down hurt. So like he was, I think if I would have been watching, I would have been like, oh, he's gonna probably, you know, pre-announce it, and that's what he did. And then out of everyone, Big Show just comes interrupted. If he were like, you know, maybe, oh, he like John Cena goes for him, and then a GTS is, you know, and then 1, 2, 3, then the Big Show attacks him. That would have been fine, you know. It would have still been bad, but either way, it's a 1 star. I can't believe I'm putting John Cena in a 1 star, but it is what it is. The Money in the Bank catching wasn't all of that. Like, it was pre-announced, and the match was pretty decent, but the Big Show ruined it, so that's why 1 star. SmackDown, Damien Sandow, 2013, he cashed in on John Cena. It wasn't announced, he kind of announced it, like, with John Cena in the ring, and then John Cena just won. It was a great match, don't get me wrong. Like, some close shots of Damien Sandow almost winning, but inevitably, I'm gonna have to put it 1 star. And also that briefcase, the brown briefcase, I don't know. Cody Rhodes for sure was over, and he should have won it. That's also another complaint. He was freaking over, and then Damien Sandow just ruined him. I think they were like the Rhodes Scholars or something. They were like a little team for a little while, and then he just turned on him on the Money in the Bank. To win the Money in the Bank briefcase, he turned on Cody Rhodes, and everyone on that night was freaking cheering Cody Rhodes, and he should have won it. So that's why I'm also saying Damien Sandow. If this was Cody Rhodes, imagine him catching on John Cena, and then 10 years or 12 years later now they're having a rivalry. That would have been crazy. Like, oh, like, did you know he cashed in on John Cena? You know, if he would have lost, they would have still, you know, still remembered this moment here. But it was Damien Sandow, and I'll just give it a 1 star. 2013, Randy freaking Orton from Raw. Now this one's a 5-star classic. You already know it's a 5 stars for me. Cashing in on Daniel Bryan, which everyone wanted him to win the WWE Championship, and he beat John Cena, literally the greatest of all time. He beat John Cena with a running knee, and, you know, it was a freaking incredible, one of the greatest SummerSlam matches, one of the greatest matches I've seen. And then just after all that, Triple H also hits a pedigree, starts the Authority, and Randy Orton, you know, just pins him 1, 2, 3, and then Triple H aligns himself with Randy Orton. No one expected Triple H to do a pedigree. At least if I was watching it, I don't think I was watching it yet. I think like 2 years later I started watching WWE, or a year later, but no one expected that. And yeah, that was shocking. And then the freaking commentary too, like, oh my god, what is he doing? Like, you know, the little voice crack guy from JBL or Michael Cole, I don't know, but he said, like, what did you just do? You know, something like that. But it was a moment of the commentary, the moment Triple H, you know, pedigree, Randy Orton the cashing, you know, coming in before, and then he's leaving. Oh, and then, you know, even the confetti dropping too. Like, it was just a classic. 5 stars for sure for Randy Orton cashing. One of the greatest also. And it would have been my greatest if it wasn't for this one. Money in the Bank 2014, the first time ever, like, a solo, like, well, in a few years. It was like 2 times every year, but now it's just 1 time. We're back to 1 time, and that Seth Rollins won it. It was best for business. He had just gotten up from the breakup of the Shield. He turned down the Shield, and now he's a singles wrestler. And it was the best for business to have Seth Rollins to win. And what did he do? He had the best cash in ever in the Heist of the Century. Roman, you already know. You have to talk about this. This is a 5-star. Roman, Brock, and even has more sentimental being Seth Rollins pinned Roman Reigns, obviously the Shield members, and then they're still going literally 10 years later, 11 years later. It's just a 5-star. The Heist of the Century stole it from Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar, you know, too, you know. So it's just a 5-star. He stole it, and it's also just because it's WrestleMania too. The Heist of the Century. No one ever had catch it in WrestleMania, so it's just a 5-star. Don't need explaining. This is a 5-star, 100%. Probably the greatest Money in the Bank ever. Cashing. So yeah. 2015 Sheamus. You know what? I'll put this at 3. It wasn't bad at all. You know, that was actually a kick out. He cashed in on Roman Reigns. that was actually a pretty good moment. You know, I kind of want to put this at 5-star because yes, I know Sheamus have won already 3 titles before, maybe even 4 world titles before, maybe this was his 4th one. But I did like the moment of Roman Reigns being Dean Ambrose. They, you know, shook hands, whatever. They're still brothers at that time, and everyone actually cheered for a moment. In 2015, you know, he had won his first WWE Championship, and then he gets ruined by Triple H, I believe, or Roman Reigns Superman punches him. I don't know, and then. That's when he started his old rivalry with the Authority, I guess, or Triple H specifically. And then Sheamus comes in, cashes in, and he actually does a bro kick, and then Roman kicks out, and everyone like cheer. Sheamus was in disbelief, and then he had another one. I honestly think this might be an actual 5-star. I kind of like it. Not gonna like this one was actually watching WWE. I watched the whole tournament. Like after Seth Rollins unfortunately got, you know, his leg torn off, or like his leg on the against Kane somewhere in the tables match. I don't know. It was in a live event, and then, you know, so he had to vacate, and then Dean Ambrose and Roman were in the last. They were in the tournament in the finals. They had their whole tournament and Survivor Series. I don't know why, but or the quarterfinals and final. I don't know why I'm saying this, but yeah. And then Roman Reigns won, and then Sheamus just cashed in. You had Triple H there also to get involved. I don't know. I kind of like it. You know, being also Roman Reigns' first title. Like he didn't have it for like minutes. You know, he didn't have it for an hour even. So I kind of like it, not gonna lie. Even though Sheamus had already won, I kind of like it. So Sheamus, I actually give it a 5-star. I was leaning towards a 3-star, but then after like the kick out of the broken, yeah, I'll give it a 5-star. That might be a hot take, but I kind of liked it for sure. Then we move on to 2016, the Ambrose. This is a 5-star. Having every Shield member hold the title, like Roman Reigns walking in. Then Seth Rollins wins. He hit a pedigree into the spear into a pedigree, and then he hit another pedigree to win it. And then Dean Ambrose cashes in on Seth Rollins, gets payback for, you know, him breaking up the Shield, and then everyone was a champion. The Shield was a champion, and that's the first any faction has won the same title in the same night. So that's one of the reasons the Shield is the best faction. You know, just for their self personas, like their own personas, like Dean Ambrose winning, Roman Reigns winning, you know, walking in, and then Seth Rollins winning. It was just a memorable night for the Shield. Dean Ambrose winning the Money Bank was also spectacular. So this is a 100% 5-star. Then we move on to 2017 Baron Corbin. He cashed in on Jinder Mahal. Not really nothing crazy. He lost it, so I'm gonna honestly give it a 1-star classic. I honestly like Barry Corbin with the Money in the Bank because like it could have elevated him. I honestly would have been fine if he took it off Jinder Mahal, and then he would have faced John Cena at SummerSlam, like literally that weekend. John Cena won it for the 60th time. I don't even care. That would have been a good start or something. Or maybe Shinsuke won out Jinder Mahal, and then Baron Corbin. I don't know, but I feel like Baron Corbin should have taken it off Jinder, I guess, in that SmackDown if he cashed in. But then Jinder Mahal just made him more powerful, even though I don't know what the hell happened. So I'll get a 1-star classic. And also thanks to John Cena, you know, I guess it cost Baron Corbin, but it was just all bad. He should have just cashed in somewhere else without any interruptions. So I'll give that a 1-star. Sorry, Baron Corbin. Wish he would have been a champion, not gonna lie. 28. Oh yeah, this is the time where the women's actually came in. So Carmella, the first ever women's Money in the Bank. It took a long time. I think she's still one of the, or maybe the most to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase for the longest time. And it was a good cash in. She cashed in on Charlotte after the Iconics debuted. Actually, I think it was SmackDown after Mania maybe. She cashed in after the Iconics, which I missed them. I missed them so much. After the Iconics took off, took out Charlotte Flair, and then Carmella hit a little super. It wasn't the best, you know, it kind of hit the side of Charlotte Flair. But the moment itself, it was the first Money in the Bank for the women. So I actually liked the Money in the Bank, and then everyone was like going crazy. I kind of liked it. It was nothing crazy, you know, they took it out and she cashed in. It was the same thing, you know, it's part of the rules, so she did it. But for it being the first ever, and it was a pretty decent moment, and it was a great pop too for Carmella. So I'll give it I kind of want to give it a 5-star, but it wasn't all that crazy. The pop was good, so I also have to, you know, have that in mind, the pop. And it was good. Just for it being the first cash in, I'll give it a 5-star. Then we went on to 2018 Braun Strowman 1-star. He pre-announced it, Hell in a Cell match. The match ended because of Brock Lesnar. Nothing really happened. It was a decent match. And then Brock Lesnar kicked down the door, fight them both, nothing. Even Cactus Jack or Mick Foley was the freaking ref. I don't know. I guess he is like a Hell in a Cell OG. I guess that's why he's there. But like I don't know what the hell was the point of anything. I guess the best moment was the Seth and Dolph Ziggler crashing down into the tables. That was the best moment. But specifically the whole Braun Strowman cashing in was nothing. I did like the part where he was watching Roman's and Brock Lesnar's match at SummerSlam where Roman won the first time the Universal Championship, but it led to nothing. It's a 1-star. And then the same night we had, funny enough, Alexa Bliss. You know, they had a little thing going on in the Mixed Match Challenge. Alexa Bliss 2018 won, and that was a pretty decent cash. I'm not gonna lie, against Nia Jax. You know, I think this was the first time someone cashed in during a match actually. Oh no, wait, Seth Rollins. Oh, for female for sure. And yeah, she cut. While I think Ronda Rousey was doing the armbar to Nia Jax, she hit her with it. Took out Ronda Rousey. She took out Nia Jax with her arm. I think her arm was after Ronda Rousey match was her, and then yeah, she took advantage, hit a Twisted Bliss, and I actually freaking loved it. Even though Alexa Bliss was already a champion before, it was good. She has a Money in Bank accomplishment now, and yeah, she might even win it twice. Who knows? But I think, in my opinion, this is a 5-star in my opinion because I just love Alexa Bliss. For me, I'm saying it for me. Like for all time, it might be like a 3-star. Might be like man. But for me, it was a freaking great one because Alexa Bliss. I didn't really was all that crazy about Ronda Rousey, yeah, and then it led to Ronda Rousey winning at SummerSlam, which was a pretty good match. So everything about Alexa Bliss winning was okay, and the pop was crazy too, yeah, and then also Nia Jax was her former best friend, so it just made more sense. Actually, nah, do I really like it that much? She just came in and freaking hit him with the briefcase and then hit the Twisted Bliss. Don't get me wrong, I'm saying it's decent because of good because of the moment, but thinking back now, did I really like it that much? I did because she's one of my favorites, but I'm putting it at 3. I'm taking it back. I'm putting it at 3. Then we have 2019 Brock Lesnar. Could have been to anyone else. I would have been fine with Brock Lesnar. Yes, it was a good moment. Ali, the moment where Ali's like, I'm gonna win, and then Brock Lesnar music. He takes all the ladders, even hits a cameraman, I believe, wins it. And then he catches on Extreme Rules and Seth Rollins. Yes, it was actually a pretty decent cashing. Seth Rollins had just got in a brutal Extreme Rules match, and the Extreme Rules match was actually good. Brock Lesnar, I kind of want to put it in 3 just because I'm unexpected of Brock Lesnar actually winning the Money in the Bank and actually successfully cashing in. So I'm going to put it in 3 stars. I don't care. This is not worse than Braun Strowman for sure, and this is not worse than Damien Sandow or later superstars, so yeah. Then we have Bayley, so I'll give it 3 stars for Brock Lesnar, surprisingly. Then we have Bayley cashing on the same night, so that's another woman that I think might be the first one. No, wait, no, Alexa Bliss. So also Alexa Bliss, I kind of want to switch it again now for being the first ever female to cash in on the same night. You know what I am? 5 stars for Alexa Bliss, my bad. I won't put 3 stars when I said it was 3 stars, it's 5 stars. So yeah, Bayley cashing in again on the same night, now against Charlotte Flair, because Becky had the 2 belts. She lost it to Charlotte Flair, I believe. Oh, she did. And then she had a match with Lacey Evans. Stuff happened. And then Bayley came in. It was a great moment for just because of how I'll put 3 stars. Not a 5-star classic in my opinion. It was a good start. She already had won the Raw Women's Championship, so if it would have been her first time, it would have been more insane. But she already had the belt. It was her first time holding the SmackDown Women's belt. But still, it was a great moment. I'll give it 3 stars. Hitting the elbow drop, which was actually one of her better moves. And winning against Charlotte Flair was a good moment, good pop, so I'll put it 3 stars. Now we get into the pandemic era, 2020. Otis dropped it to The Miz, and The Miz, for Otis, I'll give him 1 star because he didn't have it. He wasn't the one that cashed in, and he didn't really do anything. He just turned into a lunchbox. What the hell? Good gimmick, though. And then, he lost it to The Miz because of Tucker, and I don't know what the freak happened with that storyline, whatever. One of the dumbest storylines ever. And yeah, The Miz, thanks to Tucky, won the briefcase, and then he actually, after a brutal Elimination Chamber match, he cashed it on Drew McIntyre. This is one of those cash-ins I might forget, but I remember now. He cashed it on Drew McIntyre after a brutal Elimination Chamber. If there would have been fans, I would have liked them more. I'll give it 3 stars just because, it was a great Elimination Chamber match for what it was. He had just competed, and then, it's a great opportunity. The Miz cashes in, and it was a good match. And I think he even kicked out at once, because he just hit a DDT, and then he kicked out, and then the skull-crushing finale hit. So The Miz, and then he inevitably lost it to Bobby Lashley. Sorry about that word. Which was his first time ever winning a world title, which he's already won a long time ago, but he did it. So yeah, that also led to Bobby winning. So I'll give The Miz a 3 star. And then was one Asuka that led to nothing. I'll give it a 1 star. Doesn't even need to be on this because she just won the title. Loves Lily for the title, so Asuka just won for the title. Wasn't even for the briefcase. I would have been cool. I kind of wanted to see Asuka with the briefcase. It could have been a 5 star, but nothing happened. And now we move on to 2021. Nikki ASH, almost a superhero. Can't believe she won it. There was a lot of superstars I would have preferred, even Liv Morgan, before, she won it the year after. Little spoiler alert, but I don't know. Would have liked a little preview, maybe someone else newer. But Nikki ASH, it was her gimmick. It was, it got popular for a little. She won the briefcase and she actually won the title successfully against Charlotte Flair. We had just gotten off a brutal disqualification match against maybe Rhea Ripley. I don't know, but she was, she was out of it, so Nikki ASH. And also, I didn't like it that much because it was just a crossbody that's her finisher. So I don't know about that. I kind of want. I'm leaning for sure. It's a 3-star. That's not a 5-star at all. Just for her being the first time ever and her gimmick actually kind of working like a Molly Holly gimmick, I'll give it a 3-star for it was. Like, it's her first time ever, probably her only title now because she's with the Y6, but she's, it was a great gimmick for it was. They won her world title, so it was a great gimmick. So yeah, I'll give it Nikki ASH, I'm a superhero, a 3-star. But now this one's a 5-star. Biggie, I don't care. This is a 5-star because, he did pre-announce it. Like he said, I'm going to cash in on this night. It was Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE title. I wish still so much that night that Randy Orton would won. But, if Biggie hadn't said anything and it was just a match on Raw, I would have loved it. Randy won. And then they could have a rematch. Bobby wins and then Biggie I don't know. But I just want Randy honestly to be a 16-time right now. And then he could find it with John Cena for 17. I wish that would have happened. But they had their last match. But anyways, Biggie. It's a 5-star classic, because it's his first time ever also winning a championship. Long overdue, in my opinion. He won. It was a freaking incredible match. I think Bobby Lashley actually hit a spear. So Biggie could have also lost. And then, Biggie with the, what's his finisher called? Oh my god, what's his finisher called? Oh, what the freak is, I'm so sorry guys, I know his finisher. What the heck is finisher? He holds them up and then I'll just put it up here. He won with that and the big ending. I think this is a big ending. Yeah, it's literally his name, Biggie, and then ending. Okay, the big ending. He hit the big ending on Bobby Lashley and then he won it. It was a good match and then Randy Orton got taken out, but Bobby Lashley didn't like that part. But everything in that from saying at the same time I'm gonna cash in, and he did. That was also cool. So I'm going with 5-star classic, and it's Biggie, and I did want to see him win a world titles, and he won it. So I did like that, and his money, and it was actually, it was a good time. Like they actually pushed someone, they pushed someone right, like Biggie. He won the IC title, then he won the Money in the Bank, and then the world title. That's how it should be for some people you want to push. So yeah, then 2022, there we go. Liv Morgan, she cashes in on Ronda Rousey. This for the women's side. Didn't really it was just a roll up. I'll give it 3 stars because it was the first time ever. Liv Morgan, she was over a lot. So Liv Morgan, a lot of people wanted her. She had a lot of battles with Becky Lynch, and now this led to her winning the title for the first time ever. So I did like that. And now she's one of the greatest women's wrestlers. So that really helped her career 100%. And just her battling through Becky Lynch and other champions. So yeah, this could be a 5-star, but I don't think it was. I'll give it a 3-star just for her, it was her moment. It was a good catch. She cashed in on Ronda Rousey. Now people, and she cashed in on the same time. Not a lot of people were expecting that. I wasn't expecting that when I saw that. So yeah. Then 2022 Austin Theory cashed in on I think Seth Rollins. It was a good match for what it was, but I have to put it 1 star. First time ever. I mean, it was good because first time ever cashed. We now know you could cash in for the mid card title belts. Did not know that before that. So yeah, I guess some people could cash in for the mid-card belt, so yeah, but did not know that. It's a 1-star classic. Why am I saying classic? It's a 1-star cash in my opinion. Nothing really happened after that. Now we have hopefully a face Theory turn happening soon, and which will hopefully turn his career over. If you could say Austin Theory could win next year the Money in the Bank, and this would have been someone else, I would have been so fine with it, having Austin Theory win the Money in the Bank next year. But this happened, and he wasn't even supposed to be in the match. He just called in. I don't know what happened. Austin Theory was just a bad cash in and just a bad money belt holder. And now it led to actually having a decent U.S. title reign facing John Cena. So it led to bigger things after losing the Money in the Bank. So wasn't all that great. So I'll get a 1-star. Then we had another 3 to 5-star classic cash in. Io Sky winning it for the women's side. She just because of the moment, man. This is also because of the moment the pub was crazy. She cashed in on Bianca Belair, which had just won against Charlotte Flair and Asuka, and it was a freaking classic. And then her leg was, I think it might have been a roll up, I don't know, or maybe a finisher hit, but yeah, it was a freaking incredible match. Before Io Sky cashed in, and then she came in, hit a moonsault, rolled her up, I don't know, but she won her first ever title a month literally after winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it was a good cash in. So I'll give it a 3-star. I don't think it was the best ever in my opinion, but it was though. It was good though. I don't know, what it led to her now, as she's over as hell right now. So what it led for her winning that belt, and that cash in, it's good, it's 5-star. But that I have to think about that moment, the cash in. When I did like that Money in the Bank cash in. It's 3-star or 5-star. I'm leaning towards 5-star now. 5-star for me is I freaking enjoy it, and I actually no, we haven't had a successful cash in for the women's side, and I'm trying to find out who it could be. So. Oh man, I don't know. Io Sky, I'll give it a 3-star because it did lead to her being one of the greatest, wrestlers ever with that championship reign, and then now with the World Heavyweight Championship reign. She's one of the best, most popular wrestlers ever right now in WWE. 2 years later, so that did help her, like winning the women's championship, and she pinned one of the greats ever, Bianca Belair. So I'll give it, man, it's so hard. I'll just give it, I don't know why I'm stuck on this. It's Io Sky. I'm gonna give it 5 stars because it's Io. And then we had Damian Priest. That's a 5 star too. Cashing in on WrestleMania again. You had the whole CM Punk and Drew McIntyre storyline. CM Punk costing Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre literally winning the belt for 5 minutes against Seth Rollins in another banger match, and it's actually the start of WrestleMania 2, which makes the cash in even better. And then you hear that it wasn't Damian Priest song, which is even makes it better. And you hear the dun 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 dun. Damian Priest comes in, cashes in, and he just hits the South of Heaven 1, 2, 3. Celebrates with the Judgment. Then you have the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre storyline cooking up. It was all 5 star classic about this Money in the Bank cash in too. And then 2024 Tiffy time. You already know it's 5 star classic. I don't care if she pinned Nia Jax. It was a good reign, you know. She actually had a storyline before, like with the briefcase going on. Like, am I gonna, you know, cash in on Nia Jax or another superstar? But like, Nia Jax is my best friend. Am I gonna cash in? And then she did. She turned on Nia Jax, I guess, pinned her, and then thus began the Tiffy time as the champion. That's a 5 star classic for me. First time ever. Oh, not first time ever, but like SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton won it in literally the first month of the year this year. Let's go. And Drew McIntyre cash in 1 star. Bad cash in, probably the worst ever in my opinion. Cashing on the same night, when literally the men's Money in the Bank just gone just like that because of the CM Punk Drew McIntyre storyline. That's a 1, and led to nothing. Literally, I liked that he won. If he would have held on to it more, it would have been good. Even if he won, that would have been like a 3 star, because he said, "I'm gonna cash in, I'm gonna win it," and he did. And then if he would have cashed in right, like successfully, and we could have had Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk feud for the world title, that would have been even 5 stars if Drew McIntyre would have won the world title. But instead, it just progressed the storyline. I kind of like want to put it 3 because I feel bad. Like, it did progress the storyline, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to make the storyline interesting, which is why it made it. That's why it's the biggest feud of last year. So I guess it did work out. But I'm gonna give it 1 star for like Money in the Bank cash in perspectively. I didn't like it, so yeah, respectfully. So yeah, thanks for watching. Those were all the Money in the Bank cash-ins, and now to end the video, let me say my 3 favorite cash-ins of all time, including When I'm a Woman. So coming on number 3 is a Randy Orton cash-in. I just love this so much. Like I said, he's one of the greatest. He's my GOAT. He's one of the greatest ever, and I freaking loved what he did. Built the authority basically. Have him won. Yes, he was already a champion, like a lot of time champion before he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, but it led to a lot of stuff, and that was a great cash in. Daniel Bryan just winning. You know, I already explained this, so yeah, Randy on number 3. Number 2 for me, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones. I'll give it to it's either Edge or Dean Ambrose.
The actual number 2 is Dolph Ziggler, guys.
Edge,
sorry.
Just because of that moment where John Cena kicked out, that was amazing, and he was all bloodied up too. And then he won it, and then the shock on Lita's face, like, oh my gosh, you know. And then Edge, like, even coming out tears, and you know, that was the born of the opportunist, the radar superstar, you know. And then led to like the lifestyle celebration. What led to everything, you know. So yeah, and then number 1, the Heist of the Century. You already know, no explaining for this. So yeah. There's some honorable mentions. There's a lot of honorable mentions like Damian Priest. But thanks so much for watching, guys. And yeah, this is a long video, so I don't know when this will come out. Hopefully tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday at least in the morning. That's the latest it'll come out. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy Money in the Bank week. And also, don't forget Worlds Collide. I can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be great. Like I said, I might miss Money in the Bank for Worlds Collide. I'll for sure do live reactions. And then Money in the Bank, I'll still do live reactions, but maybe just on Sunday because I have an activity to go at church. So thanks for watching. And as always, yeet that like button, yeet that subscribe button, turn notifications on. Thanks for watching, and this was all the Money in the Bank cash-ins from 1 through 5 stars. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out, yeet.